Allan Lichtman's joining me here, professor from, nice to see you, professor from the American University in Washington, a man who has famously picked the winners for how many years? 30 years?
30 years, since before you were born.
Okay, I'll go with that.
I thought you would.
Don't all laugh.
Yes.
And how many elections is that actually, Allan?
8.
8 elections. Okay, so first of all, I want to know what you thought of Florida in the year 2000, the one we haven't got on there at the moment. Did you pick that one?
Nobody could have picked that one. 537 votes out of 6 million votes cast, and they stopped the recount, so who knows who really won in Florida. Plus, a lot of African-American votes in particular weren't counted, which would have gone to Al Gore. So we've got to put that election kind of in the headlong crash category.
Okay, then, so let's talk about this election. Is it make or break in Florida? Is this where the election will be won and lost?
Well, it's make or break for Trump. It's not necessarily make or break for Clinton, because remember, she's got a big cushion coming in from all the states, well over 300 electoral college votes that Barack Obama won in 2012. Donald Trump has to make up a whole lot of electoral college votes. And he can't do it without Florida.
Okay, let's just change the map. I want to bring back our larger map of Florida to the demographics. And maybe, I gave a brief outline, but maybe you can explain more about the changes in demographics as you go from the Panhandle right down to the tip in Miami and how that will affect the votes.
Before I even start that, let's say, you know, some 2/3 of the votes are already in. They're already banked.
2/3.
Something like that. I think, you know, close to 6 million out of expected 9 million. It's a very large number of votes. May not be quite 2/3, but it's a lot. And therefore, any exit polls coming out of Florida are not going to tell you the whole story because they won't count the votes back. But the Florida Panhandle has got some pockets of African Americans there, but is mostly white, mostly conservative, mostly Republican. They even call some of those areas the Redneck Riviera, give you some idea of how it's characterized. And of course, the two big Democratic counties are down in the Miami area. They are Miami-Dade County, which of course covers the city of Miami, but even more so, just north of that, is Broward County, which covers Fort Lauderdale and is a huge county and an absolute Democratic stronghold. That's why you've got the middle range of Florida, as you point out, is going to decide this election. It's much less Hispanic and not quite as Republican as the North.
Time frames. Florida is at 0100 hours GMT, I think, which is still 2.5 hours or so away. But beyond that, we can't really tell exactly how long it will take, will it?
Well, you also have the most of Florida closing at one time, and then the far Panhandle closing an hour later. So the early returns may look like the Democrats are running away with it, but that could be deceptive. Be patient in Florida.
Allan Lichtman, lovely to have you. Allan's going to be joining the panel as well with Jane throughout the night. Long night to go. We'll see you again soon, Jane.